welcome to our next Back to Business video. I'm Nate Went, Tourism and Sales Coordinator for the St. Charles Business Alliance. Also joined here from the Alliance is Laura Purdy.
Hi, everyone.
We have a great episode here because we're going to talk about something amazing if you guys are interested in making sure that you're safe and healthy, because we are joined here with Rebecca Groshek here, who is a founding member of Halogen Laboratories. So, Rebecca, it is a wonderful opportunity to meet you here. How are you doing this fine day?
I'm doing wonderfully. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here and to share some things that I'm very passionate about. So I appreciate the opportunity.
And we're excited to, share this information with the businesses because, just reading through this sounds amazing. But before we get into, what you guys are offering at Halogen, let's talk about you. So, tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been in the St. Charles area. Do you work in the St. Charles area? Things like that.
Yeah, no, I'm actually originally from Geneva, Illinois. So I was raised in Geneva my whole life. I went to University of Illinois. So I left for a while. Then I lived in Plainfield for a little bit. And I never thought I'd come back. I thought, oh no, I'm going to get out of this small town, this small area. I'm going to go somewhere big, important. I did Chicago for a while and it was awesome. And then I was like, wow, you know what? That area is the best to raise kids. And I miss it. And I really yearn to be home. So we actually ended up in St. Charles. I love St. Charles. Even growing up, I used to go to the Arcata when it was just a movie theater. Now it's of course so much more. And I remember many, many times of walking downtown St. Charles. You guys, obviously know the bars and restaurants are second to none. And it's just a wonderful place and people are so friendly. It's just an awesome place to be. And I love the diversity. I think St. Charles, out of the three in the Fox Valley, has the most diversity. So much, it very much attracted me to give my kids a great place to grow up. And I certainly haven't been disappointed in the last 10 years of being back.
Yeah, so we were able to reel you back in eventually, so.
Yes, it wasn't hard. I was pretty easy, so.
So, you talk about, your opportunity to raise a family here, things like that. Tell us a little bit about some of the things that you love about St. Charles.
Yeah, we love the Park District. There's so much to do. We actually live pretty close to downtown, and there's everything you want, right? You can shop, you can, go to a great grocery store at Blue Goose. You can get a spa treatment. Really, there's nothing that's lacking here. And I think it's also, it's got enough diversity. How many places locally can you say that you can get organic food? And there's one downtown St. Charles that's amazing. And we're organic and we're very into healthy eating and clean living and all that kind of stuff. So, literally there's something for everybody. And my family, we just like to go downtown and kind of walk around and get a coffee and talk to people. And, it allows us to really be part of the community. And that's what's so awesome about St. Charles. I've really appreciated just making some friends and, obviously there's a lot of great businesses to explore.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and also exploring businesses. We would love to explore your business as well with Halogen Laboratories. So give us some information on that, where you guys located, when did you guys open, things like that.
Yeah, so it's an interesting little backstory, but we are here in St. Charles. So back in March, when we had the first wave of the coronavirus, my husband and I got a text from one of our good friends who works over at Dr. Mason and Faith and Hoscheid's dental office. She's a dental hygienist. And she was on a lot of conference calls. I was too, because I work in biotech, and I was learning about what they were doing to sort of mitigate what was happening and strategies to try to help. And there were some great programs that were available on webinars. So I was doing a medical side, she was doing a dental side, and we kind of came together, and she told me about this stuff called hypochlorous acid. And I looked at it, and it was being used universally worldwide in combating the virus and keeping people safe and healthy and clean. And as I delved into it and my husband started to research on it, we were like, oh my gosh. So we right away ordered some, and it took us, probably 60 days to get. At that point, everything had been shut down. It was so hard to get anything.
Right.
And so we finally got it. It cost us $30 for just 1 gallon of it. And we sprayed everything. We used it on our kids because it's safe. Literally, you can put it in your eyes. You can swish it around in your mouth. It's got so many applications. So we fell in love because we like non-toxic living. And of course, the first thing we want to do when we're in a stressful situation is run and grab some Lysol, where's the Clorox? Where's the Lysol?
Just start spraying it around the room,
Right, I'm like, woo, let's go,
yeah.
get crazy. So actually what we found was that those things are extremely dangerous and toxic. And so we believe in clean living. We believe that like long term, what we choose to do today enhances our ability to be healthy tomorrow. And so we didn't want to, especially with increasing exposure to our children and ourselves and our home, we wanted something that was safe. And because this had such a great safety profile and had been studied for almost 200 years, we were huge fans. So my husband and a partner of his, who's a PhD chemist, started to find different products that they could retool to make inexpensively available this disinfectant that literally makes you as much as you want. You don't rely on the chain. You don't have to like worry about what's on the shelves at Target. You literally can make as much as you want with salt and water in your own home. And you can also use it not just on surfaces to disinfect, but you can put it on your face, on your hands, on literally everything safely.
So when you say acid though, have you had people kind of, I don't know, be afraid of that word when you use that term?
It hasn't really been a huge issue, but I'm glad you bring it up, because if it is, I think it's an easy one to sort of talk through. Basically, acid in general, it's a chemical composition, right? So, you know, there's different surfactants and different things that we have in our cleaning agents. Acid is really just where it is on the pH range, right? So it's not necessarily harmful. It's more of just a chemical composition. And it is part of a reaction. It's actually HOCl. So it's hydrogen, oxygen, and chlorine. So there's really not like an acid in the actual molecules. It's just called hypochlorous acid, or HOCl.
Okay. All right. Good.
So now over at Halogen, so is this primarily like what you guys offer, or do you offer, you know, things that go along with it? You know, just kind of want to explore, you know, what you guys offer as well.
Yeah, perfect. So we have about, we're up to like 7 different products. There are some commercial products and it's funny actually, D303. So our own school district uses hypochlorous acid to clean their schools and their buses, and they do what's called on-site generation. So the one thing that kind of holds people back with HOCl over the years, over the last 200 years of using it, is that it only has a shelf life of 2 weeks. And so, you know, it's really hard to manufacture and keep something shelf stable. So that's why like a lot of the industries favor some more toxic things that have a better shelf stability. And so on-site generation is the key. So the things that we actually produce are on-site generation tools, basically. So we have the Halogen Home, which allows you to produce 2 liters at a time, just using salt and water, and it electrolyzes it and makes HOCl out of it. And again, lasts 2 weeks, but you can re-electrolyze it. We have what we call the Purify, Halogen Purify. That makes it in 4-liter quantity, and then it sends it into the air in a mist, in a vaporized mist that allows anything airborne, like any kind of allergens, even molds. It actually works on funguses. It works on, you know, flu virus, COVID-19, everything basically that's viral in the air, it neutralizes on site. We do have some really cool, they're like misters sort of, they're called the microfoggers. And those you actually put it in, it doesn't make it, but you put it in there, and that's what we use to hand sanitize our hands and spray on us with paper.
That's cool.
It is cool. Those are one of my favorite products. It's kind of an aside. We have the halogen spray, which is a smaller device that plugs into a USB, and with salt and water, you can literally generate it in your car or at the office.
Wow,
and then
that's awesome.
spray.
Yeah, very transportable. That's
so
great.
this is basically a non-toxic, all-natural sanitizer.
Yeah, so here's the crazy part. How many things do you have right now that you can think of in your like cleaning closet that not only is stronger than bleach, but is actually USDA organic?
Right, none.
None, 0, doesn't exist, right? So the cool thing is this is kind of a cousin to bleach. It's actually what all the scientists say is what makes bleach work. It's the active component of bleach, but it takes all the toxins out of bleach so that it doesn't hurt you. So it's literally, it's all based on the pH, oddly enough. So if your pH is correct, you're getting hypochlorous acid, HOCl, which is completely 100% non-toxic, USDA organic. In fact, it's been used in agriculture to spray food, animals, and everything else to control viruses and bacteria for literally decades.
So do airlines use this?
Yes, absolutely. So American Airlines uses it, United Airlines. It's very safe for equipment. So you can spray it liberally on all equipment, and it does not leave any kind of corrosion. It does have salt in it. So the one thing I always say is, the longer you electrolyze, the less salt you need. So I always recommend using less amount of salt, higher amount of electrolysis, and then it'll actually preserve some of that fallout of any sodium or salt coming out of constitution.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. And so, I remember you saying that you can make it at home. You guys did a webinar that explains this. Can you give us like a 30-second summary of kind of, what the webinar was on and, how to make this?
Yeah, absolutely. I did kind of a fast version. We've got longer ones. Dr. Lauren Fitzgerald of Larimar Spas actually had me on her podcast, and we kind of went through a really nice overview. The bottom line on the webinar is we want you to take away and understand sort of what we're using right now to combat the virus and flus, and just, throughout our communities that we're being exposed to on a regular basis, not only for your staff, but also your home. And basically understand sort of the pitfalls that those have and why the amount of exposure may be negative that we're getting right now, even though it's somewhat protecting us. And then it goes through and it talks about the history and really goes deeper into the science behind HOCl. And it's all vetted. There's actually 200 medical journals and papers written about HOCl, and it's been studied just ad nauseum. In fact, the Air Force and Auburn University are coming together. I'm actually working with them right now, and we're doing some things to use it as one of the layers of protection against this virus and fewer bioterrorism.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, that's a huge feat. Congratulations on that. That's so cool. Like, holy cow.
Thank you. I'm really passionate about bringing things to the community. I've been very active in a lot of different community service projects, everything from Random Acts Matters to Food for Health. I'm really, I like to give back, and I like to be a part of things that give back. And to me, this was kind of the ultimate give back, because we need solutions to come together. It's just, to me, sort of ridiculous that we're not able to be together for holidays and all these things. But if we're treating the air and we're still maintaining distance, there's really no reason why we should not be able to come together, for not just for holidays, but in our communities, in our businesses. We just have to find ways to out-science this, and we can do it, and we can do it together. And that's what I'm trying to get through, is we can actually do that with just something very simple and inexpensive, and we can have as much of it as we want. And that's what this company is all about, is empowering people to make clean, safe places for us to live in.
Yeah, absolutely. The innovation is going to be key here as we look to, keep moving through this pandemic and, getting through this. So, I also want to talk about, if anyone's interested in, purchasing any of these products that you guys are offering or anything like that, where can they find more information on that or get in contact with you guys?
Absolutely. Thanks for asking. So you can go to halogenclean.com. That's halogenclean.com. It's actually very, very user-friendly, hopefully, website. And if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. It's just Rebecca at halogenlaboratories.com, just like it sounds, REBECCA at halogenlaboratories.com.
Okay. And can people find the webinar on your website as well if they want to look into that and take a look at it?
Well, actually, it's not readily available on that. It is, if you want to go onto Facebook or on Instagram, it is available there, and there's a lot of great information. But the website has a lot of the studies posted on there, as well as the EPA recommendations to use it to kill COVID-19, and the USDA organic indication that it has, and some great information just on the Learn More segment.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So, we're reaching the end of the, episode here. So is there anything that you'd like to say to the St. Charles community before we wrap up here?
Yeah, thank you. So first of all, again, thank you for letting me come and talk to you guys about this. I really appreciate the opportunity. But I just want to say that, number one, first and foremost, is it really is going to be a group effort, and we do need to focus on local businesses matter. I know sometimes it's easier to use like a Walmart or to use, Amazon to get things, but there's a reason these businesses exist. There's a reason I'm in this community. I could have stayed in Chicago. I could have stayed anywhere, and I love it here, and it's a place to raise my family and for them to get exposure to small business and to understand and empower themselves to do more, and to provide to the community. And so we have to come together. We can solve this together, and I think it's just going to take a little bit of openness, and really trying to keep our resources local.
Absolutely. No, absolutely love that sentiment, Rebecca. Fantastically put. I couldn't put it better myself. So excellent job. So, one last question for you as you've made it through all the rest of our questions. Are you ready?
I am ready. I am ready for
All
what's next.
right.
I am also ready for the new year. How about you?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Let's
Fingers
bring it.
crossed for 2021.
Oh yeah, it's 2021. We're waiting for you.
Yeah.
Yes. So, all right, here we go. The big question for you. If you were Queen of St. Charles for the day, what would be your first proclamation and why?
Yeah, I think it's just support each other. I think, just again, focusing on local, supporting each other, learning from each other. There's a ton of amazing people here with great resources. We all want to help each other. I think when you really, when you open your door, and I think we just need to do more of that and understand, yes, okay, we keep 6 feet distance right now, but that doesn't mean that we can't be open to each other and learning from each other and keeping things local, buying local, considering learning about something new. Look what we have. We learned something new from somebody in our own community, and it started this whole process for us, and now we're trying to help others to understand it and utilize it. So it's just a great place to live. So we just need to focus that a little bit inward, right? We need to look at how to shore each other up right now.
Yep.
Absolutely. So, well, Becca, fantastic job. You did great on here. We're so happy to have you and Halogen Laboratories, as you guys are offering an amazing service here. Everyone, be sure to check them out. We want to make sure everyone stays safe and healthy, and this hypochlorous acid sounds like a great solution to that. So, with
Yep.
that, thank you all for tuning in to our Back to Business video here. We'll have more videos to come, but until then, everyone stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you all next time.